Welcome to the Texas Truck Channel. I'm Craig and I am at the Houston Auto Show. It's a little noisy in here, I apologize for that, but we're in here a little early before everyone else is so we can get our hands on some cool new vehicles that are out. One behind me you probably can't miss because it's very bright, and that is something we haven't got our hands on yet, the all-new Toyota Tacoma. This is the TRD off-road version. We haven't had a chance to show you all this one yet, and we finally do. Next to it's the Trail Hunter. We have another video on that, comparing that to the Colorado 02. Check that out on our playlist. But this we're excited about because, I'm being honest, if I was gonna spec one, this is probably the way I'd spec it. So pretty neat. Let's just dive right into it because this is a looker. Just like all the new Tacomas, newly restyled front end. I think it looks really well. I think it wears the badging of the Toyota truck theme the best. And this particular trim works well. Now you do still get the fog lights, which are really neat, which I think you can switch from amber to yellow. I'm not sure on this one. I know you can in the TRD Pro. In the interior, we'll check that. Interesting design feature here. There's no headlight. Again, headlights are getting smaller in cars these days, and I like the way they've incorporated it into this. It looks really well. But this grill's just right. It's not too big. It's not too fat. Kind of like the old Tacoma. The old Tacoma was great. It was just proportioned just right, and this one is too. I think exterior-wise, it looks good. Approach angles a little sus because we do have this, I don't know, air dam down there, which is, well, let's just be honest. We're going to rip that off on the hill test. We just know we are. There's no way around that. But there's only a few bolts to remove it. So what you do is you come down here, and there's a few bolts. And if you own this thing, you would just take that off. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and make a promise to you. When we get this on loan, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that off and show you the difference. So many times we don't do that because that's not what most people do. That's not the way they send it to us. We're gonna do it on this one. I promise you that, so stay tuned for that video. Moving on underneath though, up front, there's more to talk about. You get nice tow hooks up here. They solved that problem. You know, a lot of people complain about that on the Tundra. Not an issue here with the Tacoma. Like that a lot. And then if you move on a little further, you do get some protection underneath. It's kind of hard to see in this auto show lighting, but it is there. Moving on to the side, you can see right here, don't want to miss that, I-Force Max. More on that in a minute. But let's move on down to this wheel. I think this is a great package and a great combo. I like this TRD wheel. It looks good. This brushed aluminum looks good there. This is a Falcon Wild Peak AT3W. I'm going to tell you, this is the less aggressive version, and with the Wild Peak branding is getting really weird. This is a very mild all-terrain is what this is. It's almost just a highway tire, but it looks like it has the meats. You can always change it, so that's not a problem. But the actual size of this tire is a 265/70/18, a very common size, and I like that because that means there are a ton of options out there that you can pick or choose from. Put a KO2 on, or maybe something else you want to put on there, who knows. Simple suspension setup we've had and seen on Tacomas before. I don't know if you can tell the shock branding here, it's kind of dark, but we do get a specially tuned shock for the TRD off-road, and that's pretty neat as well. It's not the high performance TRD Pro, but it is different than the regular Tacoma. I like that a lot. Proportions here, we get to the side profile. Looks really good. Again, the Tacoma's just, it looks right. Like the Toyota truck theme here works in this package, works really good. Like the way they've styled it here. And going on to the side, I do like the plastic sill guards. That's not sill guards, but wheel arches. That's really nice when you're driving down a trail. See that little scuff there? Not a problem. It's not on the paint. That's really nice. Something really, the trick part back here though is this. You got to know what you have, and that's how you tell. You got to have a sticker on the bed. TRD off-road sticker, and then right here, you can actually, if it was powered up, you would actually be able to open the bed. There's Tia. Hey, say hi, Tia. Hi. Right, moving on to the back, the cool thing we have here is, look, a sticker. You gotta have a sticker. If you don't have a sticker, what are you even driving, right? But also you get this little button here. This is if your hands are full, you hit that button that you saw on a Tacoma. I'm sorry, the Tundra first. We get it here on the Tacoma as well, but probably the better news is you get it on both sides. You get that switch on both sides. That's new. I like the Tacoma embossed into the bed. Looks really good. And this particular trim, it's blacked out. I like that. And of course, more on that in a minute. And then you get, look, a high lift jack point. That is so cool. And of course your standard receiver, your 7-way and your 4-pin adapters. But here's the real news. Let's look underneath here. You get your tire back here, which that's fine. No, cool, no big deal. But look at that. That's the big news. Kind of hard to tell in this lighting. Apologize for that. But there's a coil spring right there. You probably can't tell, but there's a coil spring down there. And that's the big news. So many midsize vehicles still just have a leaf suspension. We've gone the coils here. Gosh, can't wait to drive this thing because that's going to help so much. Look, they did that in the 80 series years ago, and it rode great even though it was so capable. Same thing happens here. Love that. Moving on into the interior, let's get in the back here. We've been in the same thing like the other Tacomas y'all have seen on our other videos. This is a pre-production version, so it's not finished. You can kind of tell there, but you can see the shape of the door and how it's going to work. Nice pull handle. You can put your phone there. Like the TRD badging, that's pretty cool. And then plenty of spots for bottles here. In fact, it even tells you that's where the bottles go. Underneath here, because it's a hybrid, you don't really have access there. Probably not even supposed to show you that, to be honest with you. You do lose the storage because it's a hybrid underneath the seat. Let's get in though and see what kind of room we have. Alrighty, sitting in here behind whoever had the seat adjusted before me. I have an okay amount of room, but maybe not the most. There is a sunroof in this model. It'll be interesting to see how that works out with Brian getting back here, because what happens is it's hard to tell, but there's a big motor here that drops it down, really cuts into the headroom. It does kick back up, so maybe that headroom is going to be okay as it kicks back up right here, but it starts right here, then it kicks up, so there's a little cutout. That might work, we'll see. I'll be honest, it's kind of tight in here. It's not as roomy as you might think. They definitely didn't necessarily grow the Tacoma, which is good and bad. It's good because it still fits on trails. It's bad because, look, if you're looking for more room in the interior, you're probably not really going to find it here, but they do make a Tundra. That's what that's for. You do get a nice easy access cup holder here in the back. I like that. You do not get rear AC in any of the trims, and you don't get any rear armrest. I find that to be an interesting move. Let us know what you think. If you care, don't care, maybe it doesn't matter. I don't know. Let's move to the front. Moving on to the front of the Tacoma, same deal here. It's a pre-pro model, so don't be too harsh on it. Nice pull handle here. I like this little cubby hole with little molly strap type netting or plastic netting. You could hook something to if you wanted to. Theme continues down here. Plenty of spot for water bottles. And then let's get into the interior. This is probably one of the better parts about all the new Toyotas. Put the seat where I want it. I don't know if I can. Yeah, okay. It's not powered up right now because we're at an auto show, so I can't really move the seat. It's definitely farther forward than I would like. But you do get to see the interior and what it has. And one of the things it has is they continue with the buttons. Plenty of buttons here. Auxiliary, I love that it's pre-wired in, so you can do fog lights, that sort of deal. It looks like the fog lights do not have the amber to clear option here. So maybe that's a TRD Pro only thing. This is just a TRD Ultra, a little bit lower spec. This does have the JBL speaker or Bluetooth. It looks like it's gone in this one. Who knows? Maybe it's somewhere. Maybe Toyota's charging it. But the new Tacoma interior is nice. You have good sight lines, the huge infotainment that works well. The Toyota infotainment is one of the best ones on the market. And they continue to give you buttons, 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 buttons. Thank you for that. All your HVAC buttons are available. You don't have to, it's not buried in some menu. It's just right there and it's available. Get the Qi charging. I like how that's set up so you can easily see your phone. More room for other people's phones, the passenger grab handle, because I don't know, you might be taking this off-road and be having some fun. It might get a little crazy because you get some off-road goodies down here. Let's look at those. You get plenty of drive modes. That's what this is. You also have crawl control, your 2 high, 4 high, and 4 low. And then over here, it really gets fun. You get your cameras, you get a rear locker, and look at this. This is probably the coolest thing about the TRD off-road. That's a disconnecting sway bar. How cool is that? Love it that it has that. That's so neat. And you know what I forgot to tell you all about? I forgot to tell you all about the powertrain. So let's pop the hood. All right, underneath here we have the iForce Max, the 4-cylinder hybrid application. And that's an upgrade over just the standard naturally aspirated non-hybrid option. But this sucker is good for, believe it or not, I've got the numbers here for you, 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque in a mid-sized truck. This thing is going to be no slouch. We can't wait to get our hands on it and hit that gas pedal and do a 0 to 60 time, take it up our hill. Until then, stay tuned. Be sure to like and subscribe. Leave us some comments. Let us know what you think, what trim you're most excited about. Look, the pre-runner is cool, but I think this might be the sweet spot compared to everything else out there. Trail Hunter, TRD Pro. Let us know what you think. Thanks for watching.